Hey guys, so this week's video is a little bit different from normal goofier, less serious videos. Basically, the other night I was thinking, and it came to me that I don't think our education system is very good, at least not in this country. I don't know about other countries, because I don't know how their education system works, but I know that here, pretty screwed up, and there's a lot of things that I think should be changed. And I know that this video isn't really going to change much because it's one person sitting in her room complaining to all of you, all 19 of you. At the very least, it'll let me get my rant out, which I really need to do because I'm pretty sure all the people at school that I'm friends with are fed up with hearing this rant. So, here we go. That was a really bad clap. So basically, this topic is going to be about having anxiety in school because I consider myself to be a very high anxiety person, and I don't know what type of anxiety I have, but I think it's generalized because I just have that jittery feeling all the time. But I also have kind of a bit of social anxiety thrown in there, and I just feel like the school system could just do a bit better at understanding our situation. First off, I think I should probably explain to people who might not know what anxiety feels like, what it sort of is that we go through on a day-to-day basis. Basically, think about a time when you were really nervous and stressed for something. You know that just feeling in your stomach of just butterflies on crack or something? We have that feeling, but it doesn't go away. It just stays there, no matter what. There could be nothing causing it, and we could just have that in our stomach. And it just makes your mind race, and you can't focus on anything, and it makes you start breathing really heavily, and you just go into full-on panic mode, and it's not a fun time. And basically, we feel like that all throughout the school day, and at home, and everywhere else. But school could definitely make it a bit more welcoming, because personally I'm terrified of the day when I'm going to have a full-on anxiety attack during school. And I feel like I really shouldn't have to be that worried about that. I feel like I should be able to go to my teacher and say, look, I am about to have an anxiety attack, can I please go to the bathroom? But the thing is, I can't really do that because they don't really understand. You see, a lot of people think that anxiety is one of those things, as it's a mental disorder that the person sort of makes it up. But people don't make that stuff up. It's a very real thing. And so since you can't leave the room or go anywhere, you kind of just sit in your tiny little desk feeling really confined, and you feel like you can't escape, and you feel like you have to start tapping or something. Because what I do is I start tapping on my desk, or I'll tap my foot, or I'll start going like this. But I'm always worried that I'm annoying everyone by making that little jittery sound. And I just think that if maybe people understood what anxiety was a bit better, then maybe school would be a bit more welcoming for us. Maybe we wouldn't dread going as much. Also, it would help if school didn't make our anxiety so much worse, because I always feel like it increases tenfold by the time I walk in through that door. Walking from class to class, I won't have a test or anything, but I'll feel like I'm about to get a giant F back, even though I'm not, just because I'm scared of just being in the room. And I'm pretty sure one of the things that really makes it worse from school is the lack of sleep, because I don't go to sleep until pretty late at night. Last night, I didn't get to bed until 2. And the night before that when I had school, I didn't get to sleep until 2. And normally I'll get to bed by 12, but it's still pretty late. I don't get a lot of sleep. I get about 4.5 to 5 hours of sleep per night, and it's not enough sleep to really run properly, especially when you have this anxiety pulling you down already. Also, since the bulk of my anxiety attacks happen at night when I'm doing my homework, I often don't finish my homework, because when you start having this and you start panicking, you're just jittering and you're trying to calm yourself down, and it can last anywhere from 15 minutes, and I think my longest nighttime anxiety attack was 4 hours, which wasn't fun. But after that much panic, your mind just sort of turns off, so you might have been able to focus before, but after this attack, you aren't focusing. And that often makes it really hard to complete my homework tasks if I have an anxiety attack that night. But the thing is, I can't tell my teacher when they ask me why I didn't do my homework that I had an anxiety attack, because it's not a socially acceptable reason to not do your homework, even though having a broken limb is a good enough reason to not do gym. The last 2 points I have are more oriented towards people with social anxiety, which I know a bit about because I have a bit of. One thing that bothers me about that is when you get a grade in participation, because participation's really hard when it actually hurts you to raise your hand and talk in front of these people. What people don't get is it causes physical pain. It's not just in your head, it actually hurts. I think that if I'm in the class and I'm doing this classwork, writing it out, then I think I should get participation credit even if I'm not raising my hand to answer every question. And finally, being too afraid to ask a question in front of your class or ever because you don't like to talk because it's scary. I know that if I have a question about something we'll be working on or learning, I won't ask it because I know I'm terrified. Usually I will just wait until maybe someone else might ask the question, or I'll just never know the answer and I'll just have a little question scribbled on the side of my notebook forever. Never to get answered, never to be understood. And it causes some problems. And to all of you out there who have anxiety also and are currently going through school, I wish I could say I thought it was gonna get better, but I'm afraid that it might not, and that the schools will never tailor to fit us because mental illnesses will never be a socially acceptable thing. Unfortunately, we are just going to have to suck it up. Yay. Personally, I don't think that my grade and my education should have to be jeopardized by my illness. I mean, what happened to No Child Left Behind? Because I'm pretty sure I'm being left in the dust. On that note, this has been the first episode of a series of things I think should be fixed about our education system and of my rants. I won't do these in a row. They'll happen sporadically, don't worry, there'll still be normal stuff in there. So, until next time, keep it nerdy. Bye.